Hello everyone and welcome to this video, which is in our human game series, our great human game series. It's another one of my Lichess games, and I just enjoyed this one because I had a great idea for a tactic. It didn't happen in the game, but you'll see what I mean. It was quite nice. So b3, lots of 1b3 on the online sites, and I've got my standard approach to this, which might be interesting to some people. D5, bishop b5, and then this lovely idea, knight ge7. Now, who thought of that? It was actually Leela, I think in a training game at the TCEC, so not an official tournament. But I analysed it, and it just looked really good. And I actually wrote an article about it in New in Chess, the New in Chess yearbook, I think, when that was still going. Much missed, actually. And the big idea is that after bishop takes e5, we play the move a6, and bishop takes c6 is necessary. Obviously it's quite tempting for white. White thinks, "Ooh, you've just given away a pawn, haven't you? Ha ha!" But it's actually not that easy to find a good spot for the bishop. If you bring it back to here, I play h5, threatening h4, of course, h4, and then d4. That sort of blocks white from setting up any sort of normal central structure. It's quite awkward. You just develop very, very quickly with black. It's very, very dangerous. It's actually just objectively fine for black. And if you go bishop b2, then you go queen g5, and hit the pawn on g2, and you're threatening again bishop g4 and castles. It's just very nice compensation for the pawn. I've won many, many games like this. So what white players are tending to do actually is to go knight f3, so not actually take the pawn. But that just means that, black's doing actually quite well here. So I played the move e4, and now knight e5, and now a6. So just putting the question to the bishop, and what white tends to do here is to play the move bishop c6. Sometimes plays queen h5 first, or then queen h5, hitting the pawn on f7. So I tend to answer bishop e6 here, just defending the pawn on f7, and white takes and pawn takes. So this is quite an interesting position. Black's got the two bishops, but obviously there's some sort of question about how black is going to get developed on the king side. Obviously, if you play a move like g6, then queen e5. But I have my own approach to that. White played the move f3, which I think I've faced this type of move quite a lot. Just looks quite natural. Just getting ready to open up the center, and then you'll try and play knight c3, maybe castle queen side. So what I did. What I did was quite interesting. I played the move bishop b4. I think I've played the move bishop d6 before as well. And essentially I'm saying, well, please do take my my pawn on g7. Why am I putting it on b4? I sort of vaguely had the idea that if a3, I'd move my bishop back to d6 or something, and probably this weakening of the pawns here was quite nice. I'm thinking that white might want to castle queen side, so I've got some sort of weakening to play with, maybe an a3 pawn that will be hanging at some stage. Can't really give you a concrete reason really, but that's just it. So white plays bishop g7, and I go rook g8. So obviously pinning that pawn on g2, and black plays queen h7. White plays queen h7 rather, so looking for a queen g8. And my idea simply is here to play king d7. So I'm protecting my my pawn on g8, and I've got a couple of ideas. I've got queen to g5 is one of them. And another idea, which I think I've played before, is to take on g7 and to play the queen over to h4 check. That's possible as well, and then try and get the rook involved. All good, clean, wholesome fun. What white played here was the move bishop c3, which looks quite reasonable, in fact. The idea is that after bishop c3, knight takes c3. If rook g2, then white probably just castles or something, either now or in the next move, and looking quite good really. I mean, black's position looks a little bit ropey somehow. I had a great idea here, so it wasn't quite the best. Actually, rook takes g2 would have been the strongest here. I had, yeah, I had some sort of idea. I hadn't quite realised that after bishop b4, queen f6 is extraordinarily strong. I'm going to take on f3 or take on a1 there. I hadn't realised that that was possible. And otherwise, if white doesn't do anything, then yeah, queen g5 is going to be quite strong. But I played the move, in any case, I played the move a5, and the idea was to, well, basically try and cover the knight on b1. And the idea was that after a3, now I'm playing rook g2, which is actually a very good move. My point was that in this way, doing it in this way, I'm going to be able to open the A file and hopefully invade along the A file towards the white king there. So white took on there, and I had this amazing idea that I thought was so cool here. So I was expecting rook takes a8, and then I was going to go queen a8, bishop b4, and now, well, I mean, the thing is, unfortunately, that queen a1 or queen a2 would be the very best move there. What I was looking at king f1, attacking the rook on g2, and I go e takes f3, and white plays the move c4, defending. So I was sort of thinking, you know, that's a little bit annoying, right? You know, it's maybe, you know, maybe white's gonna have some sort of defense somehow. Actually, that's not the case at all. It's probably just going to end up. It should be just a winning for white. Is it mate in 12 or something like that, according to black? But what I had the idea of doing was the lovely move queen a6 first. What's the idea of that? Well, after c4, I go queen a2. White goes king f1. And can you see what the difference is here? What had I got planned here? It's thoroughly evil. I think I'm definitely influenced by Leela at the moment. Well, what I'm planning is to go the move queen b1 check. And after king takes g2, what am I planning? I'm planning e takes f3, and I've opened up a line on the queen like this. So I take on h7. Haha. Yeah, so that was the idea, just opening up the line with c4 first. I get this extra tactic so that e takes f3 is actually winning a queen. But it doesn't turn out to be the best line. Actually, white's got this move king d1, which is rather annoying, with the idea that he can escape over to here. I mean, e takes f3 is still very good for black. You're going to be queening eventually. But yeah, queen a6 is actually not a good move. Just queen a1 straight away would be good. But okay, it was a nice idea somehow. So white played the move king f1 straight away. So I played e takes f3. And actually, we just transpose into the line that I showed you before. So queen a2 I thought was the best there, threatening the knight. Obviously, if knight c3, I've got queen there. And after the move c4, which is more or less the only one, I play the move queen b3. So I'm threatening queen d1 check. I'm also threatening queen takes b4. So, yeah, I mean, white should have played the move knight c3. But, I mean, I can take on c4, take on b4. It's just completely winning. In the end, white played the move bishop c3. And I went queen d1 checkmate. So there we are. I really like that one somehow. And that tactic with queen a6, queen a2, even if it didn't turn out to be the best one, it was still pretty nice all the same. So there we are, just a quick fire little game there. I've been playing really badly in Blitz and Bullet recently. A little bit tired. I just noticed that, you know, when I'm just a little bit weary, you know, from work or whatever, then yeah, it has a dramatic effect on my especially on my Bullet. Blitz, I'm quite relaxed about winning and all that. It's all about trying out openings somehow. But for Bullet, I need to be a bit sharp somehow. But anyway, still from time to time playing some nice games like this. So I hope you enjoyed that, and hope to see you at the next ones. Thanks for watching.